Earth's enormous velocity.
Higher.
Thank him.
Knowledge far in advance of our own.
That's a smart thing.
Contact is established. We now transmit you direct.
Item 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Okay,
terrific.
guys. So I just wanted to give a brief warning. The subject that I'm going to cover today is graphic and also triggering for people who don't want to hear about people getting tortured and death. So please, if this makes you uncomfortable, or if anything about rape or just anything that shouldn't be done to a human, if that really triggers you and you don't think you can, please skip this episode and move on to another one that's more lighthearted. And thank you, and I hope you guys learned something from this episode. Thanks.
Welcome to Item 9 Podcast. This is Kim.
And Hyra.
So, what's going on this week? It's Hyra's episode today. So, what's going on this week?
Yeah. Well, in my life or like in podcast land, I need to know which one.
Hey, both. Nothing's going on with me. Oh, besides I played around with the resin today. I pretty much used almost all of the thing that I had. I made a glow-in-the-dark pyramid.
That is it's green.
It's
love.
green.
Yes.
I was playing around with like different amounts because I bought powder pigment.
It looks so good.
So I was playing around with different amounts of the green, like how much to put in. And I think the top one, I mixed 2 different greens together, just playing with it.
So good.
But I feel like it came out okay. It's not smooth, but
life isn't smooth.
It came out
all right. We just gonna sand it down and we gonna make it the way we need it to be.
I made a coaster,
Ooh.
but it's not. I could have added like another layer. I understand why people use like the regular resin because I just use UV resin and I just did like layer by layer. But this one's the blue glow-in-the-dark pigments. And this one, like, I colored the ridge in blue, and then I just, like, shot the powder into the middle part.
I like that.
To see how that would look.
That's like the murder coaster. Murder coaster.
If I had red.
I know.
But, like, all the pigments I have are neon. That would be cool, like, if I got white and, like, colored the resin white and then, sprayed
red in there.
Powder on it. But... it has like a smell, but I think it wears off after a little bit.
It's all right.
I don't know. I had them, okay, because it's UV resin, which I was doing it outside, and low-key, it was like curing while I was outside. And I wasn't even in the sun. I was in all shade, and I thought that since I was in the shade, it would be okay.
Listen, it's been hotter than the devil's titties up in here, so I believe it.
Yeah, like the bottom of this is like lumpy because it had started to cure like when I was trying to like move it around to spread out. And I was like, what the heck? But yeah, I have like a little cheap like nail light because it's UV light, and that's what I was using to cure it. And so like the pyramid, I did it kind of in layers, so I did a little bit and then cured it for a little while and then did it. This one I ended up pretty much curing in the sun.
No UV needed
because my light is too big. I mean, my light is too small.
Wait, doesn't like our natural like sunlight have UV rays anyway?
Yeah, that's why I cured this one in the sun.
There you go. No,
so I set this one on the ledge for like the last couple of layers because I tried to do it at first, but my light is too small to cover like the whole thing, so I was doing it in pieces. And so I was doing these at the same time, like back and forth. Like I mix some, put it in here, put the light over it, and then mix some, put it in here, and then put the light on it. But then since this one's bigger, I was like, okay, I'll just set it on the ledge while I'm working with this one. So
that's cool.
But yeah, that's all that I've been doing. What have you been doing?
Me, nothing. Just trying to go through my daily life. But I did have something exciting happening.
Oh, what?
We got a bidet in this house.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to be
lucky you guys.
Yeah, we're trying to be a paperless bathroom family. Just because like it's so hard to find toilet paper. I don't understand.
We have some in my job now. Like yeah, I think it's like either 9 rolls or it's 12 rolls of Scott. We had a whole bunch, and it's $5.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go do that because I've been going.
The thing is, stuff is coming in now. You just have to. So the only thing that I'm not seeing that we're not getting hardly any of, is like Lysol wipes, and rubbing alcohol. This week was the first time that I've seen rubbing alcohol come in at all in months.
No way.
And it was like some off-brand. They've been sending us off-brand stuff.
I need some of that too. You know, you just need alcohol.
Well, the thing is, all of a sudden, everybody's like, I just need alcohol. And it's like, before you didn't need it.
Yeah. Well, you know my job. So I always carry...
Yeah, you need it.
I always carry
a lot of these people who are buying it and who are hoarding it don't need it.
Yeah. And it's just like, it sucks. It's like, it's just whack. But yeah, we got a bidet and I'm so happy with it. It's so nice. I cannot believe we didn't have a bidet this whole time. It's like your ass just feels so much cleaner. It's just like you're taking like a small bath. It's like, ooh. It's nice. But
I still think y'all need toilet paper. I don't think you can be 100% without toilet paper.
But yeah, I really like the bidet. I can't believe America took so long to get behind bidets. It's pretty cool. The only thing that I don't like that is fine right now is that it just shoots up cold water. And in the wintertime, that is not gonna fly. That is not gonna fly.
Oh yeah. You're like,
yeah. Man, but
yeah, I recommend that everybody make time to just clean their body.
Please
make time. If you don't do it in the morning, do it at night. Make time every day to clean your body. I'm one of those people who takes like 45-minute minimum showers.
Yeah.
Oh,
hour.
I just be in there.
Me too.
Like, once you just get in there with the water. Like, sometimes, you know, like on Instagram, we see those fancy bathrooms from rich people, and it'll be like the shower's like such an open space and it shoot from every direction.
I would just be stuck.
When I get rich, that might be the one thing that I splurge on. Like, I always talk about how, like, if I ever hit the lottery, which is funny because I don't play, so I don't know how I'm supposed to win. But like, if I ever come into money, that I still want to live regular. Like, no one's gonna know that I'm worth like millions of dollars. Like, I'm gonna get a regular house on a regular block, be driving a regular car. Actually, I'll probably just be scooting around on a scooter, being real, because you know, I don't know what it is. I just don't have no desire to drive.
#Razor ad. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But I'll just be, you know, just totally normal, and no one will know like I'm worth billions of dollars. But I would splurge on my bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, my personal bathroom, because obviously I'm going to have a guest bathroom and stuff, and like a hallway bathroom. But my personal bathroom that's connected into my room, splurging.
Hey. Yeah, like I always see the ones where like the water's falling from like the center and then it's coming from the sides, and then you go around like you're fucking Aquaman. Like, hell yeah. And it's just like,
see, I would just sit on the floor in the middle of it. Just let it just rain on me. I'll have like a rain music playlist. So I have like Ashanti Rain on me. I have like New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain? Like all these rain.
You're gonna have fucking waterfalls. Don't go.
Yes.
Like, bitch, I chased it and I got it now.
Like, I'll have like an automatic like button like rain playlist, and it's just all songs about water, rain dripping. Like, it'll be a whole that's a weekend shower. Like, well, an off day shower. Well, if I'm worth billions, I don't have to go to work, so that's a weekend shower, I guess.
So, you have a jam of the week this week?
Not really. I mean, actually, yes. I've been jamming to Say So by Doja Cat, which I like. Everybody's been jamming to it because of the TikTok whatever challenge. But then I've also been jamming to where is it? Sam Smith, like his Essentials playlist on Apple Music. And man, I don't know why Too Good at Goodbyes has been like my repeat song,
hitting you hard,
but I keep playing it. Too Good at Goodbyes. That's my jam right now this week. That's my jam of the week.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I watched what was it, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm watching the Xenon movies on Disney Plus, because those are the ones that I told you about, where they have that jam, the song that you will be feeling. But
I still haven't seen it.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Did you see? Okay, did you see the video clip that I sent you? This stew
Not
stew?
yet, because I was doing I have literally this whole week. I have been just researching my topic because it's something I feel that passionate about, or not passionate about, but it's just something that's stuck in my head so much. So no, literally all I've been doing, even Carlos has been stuck sitting here watching the documentaries and everything about my topic today. So I haven't done nothing but that. Which, honestly, I'm fucking stupid because I've been watching these documentaries and all this stuff since Sunday or something like that. But for some reason, I didn't write anything down. I'm just sitting there watching it's all right. I'll write it down later. I got some time. And then Wednesday came and I'm all this is a lot of information.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I guess the show must go on.
You have all these notes and you work so hard.
I hope I do it justice. I really do hope I do it justice. I'm
gonna leave this open because I made a lot of noise.
It's a lot of information, and honestly, there were a few parts of it that I did tear up a little bit. It was a journey.
What are we talking about today?
All right. So you guys, today the topic I am going to be talking about is the BTK killer.
Oh,
Dennis
okay.
Rader. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get my notes out.
Hold on, let me get a water bottle.
Yeah.
Get some weak ass water.
Go get that shit. I ain't got shit. I'm just sitting here.
No, the funny part is I'm drinking water out of my brand new Gryffindor water bottle, but it's low. And I'm gonna need more water, so I'm just gonna fill it up.
Get that weak ass water going.
Hey, you need it. Remember, we are just complicated house plants. You need to water yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink more water. I don't be drinking enough.
Yeah. Well, my notes are still kind of all over the place. I tried to get them all as condensed down as possible.
We'll work through it.
Huh?
We'll work through it.
Yeah, we'll work through it.
We'll work through it.
With the power of editing and Kim's willpower to live, she will make it happen. But, all right. So, Dennis Rader was born on March 9th, 1945. He is the oldest of, I want to say...
That's the day before my birthday.
Holy crap.
But not the same year.
That's right.
You said March 9th? My birthday is March 10th.
Holy shit, you're right. Fuck, when does... What's the timeline for Pisces?
It's... February, 21st, I think, to, March 20-something.
March 20th.
I don't know. It's so weird the way the zodiac signs all land, in the middle of 2 months.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it's, around the 20s each time. Give or take a day or two.
Hold on, so does this make him a Pisces?
Yeah.
What?
If his birthday's the day before mine, then he's a Pisces,
Yeah.
because Pisces starts in February.
Yeah, so, hey, got a Pisces killer
He
here.
could have used that creativity somewhere else.
No, really,
but,
because he
alright.
was way too creative. When I tell you, he was way too creative. Oh my god, this fucking weirdo. So pretty much for people who don't know who Dennis Rader is or have never heard about BTK killer, these murders happen in Wichita, Kansas, and this guy went his reign of terror lasted 30 years. It took them 30 years to catch this guy. And it's all I was watching some documentaries and it said 3 generations of police officers worked to try to catch this guy and they couldn't do it up until they finally did.
Yeah. But it's at that point he was done, right? He hadn't killed anybody in a while, right?
Well, no, I'll tell you at the end, but
well, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But no, yeah, it's just crazy how long he went for and how long he evaded not only the police but the FBI too. So it's weird because this happened in Wichita, Kansas, and Wichita, Kansas is one of those places. It's it was a small knit community, and everybody knew each other. Everyone was friendly and things like that. Nothing like this has ever happened. So him growing up, he lived a very average, happy Wichita family life. Nothing really happened to him. He was just weird. But he did say that with his parents, he got along very well with his dad, but for some reason his mom, I guess, wasn't very affectionate. He just remembers the mom just pretty much letting him do his own thing. Like, she didn't really like baby him or anything like that, or really give him any attention. He says he just remembers pretty much her just sitting there reading books, watching TVs. Don't be that mom, Kim.
First of all, I've thought about this. If I ever do have a child, I just assume that they're gonna be like me. So we're just gonna be chilling. We're gonna be reading. We're gonna be watching TV. And I ain't gonna have to worry about them acting up in school, unless for a good reason. Like, I don't know, in my head, I just imagine they're gonna be very, not exactly like me, but very similar in temperament.
Yeah.
So if I get a phone call from the school and my kid got in trouble when they never get in trouble, I'm not gonna be one of those parents that's like, oh, well, it's your fault. I'm gonna listen to both sides of the story, but I'm just gonna assume that that's the Gryffindor stepping out and that something happened and my kid was like, well, I can't just sit here and keep my mouth shut.
That's what we hope.
So,
hey, listen, that's what we hope. I'm sure Dennis Rader's family was hoping the exact same thing. But
you never know. Somebody in his family could have been weird, choking out animals or something, and they don't search that far, you know?
Yeah. Listen,
Uncle Eddie could have been in the back killing squirrels and nobody said anything about it or nobody noticed.
Hey, as long as he's not killing people and we don't find out about them squirrels. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't let me know about those squirrels and don't hurt people, because it gets pretty heavy. Like, it's pretty bad. But yeah, so that was his gripe. He was just saying that, like, he was just upset at his mother. He loved her. He says he loves her to death, but he was just mad because she never really gave him that kind of attention. So one day, Dennis is at home, right? He's chilling. For some reason, his mom ends up having to look in the couch. She's looking for something in the couch. And her wedding ring gets caught on something on the couch, and she can't get out. Like, she's literally trapped and she's freaking out. So she's like panicking. She's like, Dennis, go get help. Go get me something to help me. And she's just in like sheer panic, just freaking out. And something about that day triggered him. He saw the panic, the fear in his mom, and how much she was really depending on him to get help, that he was just like, I want all women to feel like this. He's like, I want women to be afraid and know that their lives are in my hands. So he says that around this time is what pretty much caused him to have that kind of need for fear and women to be like that. And he also talks about another time when he was in school. He was saying that he had a female teacher who for some reason just made him feel small. She just belittled him. And with her, he just started having like these weird like sexual fantasies where he'd pretty much just be thinking about like bondage and kind of like torture, like snuffy stuff. And that's pretty much what was, getting him off. And he knew as a kid, he said he knew as a kid that he was getting sexual urges that were weird. He's like, I'm pretty sure there's no one out here who is dreaming about getting Miss Bentley and tying her up and fucking torturing her to death. So he knew as a kid. So that's pretty much all I can get about his childhood. Like, there's not much. Like, literally,
he probably had a pretty regular childhood.
He did.
That's probably why you couldn't find nothing. He was just like, that regular dude over there probably had average grades.
He did. He was not great at anything. He was not. Like,
just average.
He was like average, like literally like a C-, like, skating through life.
Just kind of C- type person.
Yeah, just like pretty much just like that dude over there, So he ends up graduating from high school in 1963. I think I read somewhere that he tries going to college, but he like we were saying, he's just an average kid. He doesn't really do good. Like, there's nothing really memorable about him. He's just some guy. So he stops doing that and he goes to the Air Force in 1968, and he comes back home in 1972. And around that time when he comes home, his mom actually hooks him up with his wife. So the mom has a friend, and that friend has a daughter. And she's like, you know what? They're the same age. They went to the same high school and stuff like that. Why don't we just hook them up? And lo and behold, they hook up. They get married. and they continue in their plain little lives.
Wait, who hooked him up?
His mom. Yep.
See, I don't know. Like, I can't leave something like that up to my mom. I couldn't do it. Like, though I do think some of the guys that she thinks are cute, I have yet to meet a guy that she thought that was cute for me that had a personality that matched mine, like someone that I could mesh with.
Yeah.
So somebody would I don't know, I feel like if my mom was to choose, like, we probably look good together, but that'd be the end of that.
I don't know. I honestly feel that, because I want to say that I read that they weren't even together for that long. It had only been like a year or two or whatever.
They probably both, like, the girl probably she wasn't dating nobody either, and probably was like, well, all right.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, people used to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, the 50s, 60s, 70s, they used to do that.
Yeah.
Just match up with whoever.
Whoever you can get.
Well, not whoever, but, like, somebody that they knew. Somebody safe-ish,
Yeah. Well, yeah, honestly, at the end, a lot of at this time, I feel like a lot of women just want a stability. Like, even now, it's not too bad for a woman to want stability. Like, it's just nice to have someone who's dependable and will be there. Does he have to be cute? No, but he's dependable. Mm-hmm. Like, I know he ain't gonna cheat on me. He's gonna come back home. He's gonna take care of my kids or whatever.
I mean, back during this time, it wouldn't matter if he cheated either, though.
That is true. Now it does
Me,
matter.
It does matter.
Yeah.
Me, it does
now
matter.
It really matters.
If I can't do it, you can't do it. No, because that's the thing. Like, me, I'm very simple in a relationship. My only rule is don't do anything that you're uncomfortable with me doing. So if you want to go and flirt with other people, then be chill if I'm going to flirt with other people. If you are uncomfortable with the idea of me entertaining someone else, like, in that way, even if it's just, like, harmless flirting, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you're uncomfortable with me, one thing I always thought is stupid is, like, I'm someone who, if you have friends of the opposite sex, it's totally fine. Like, I'm not a jealous girlfriend, but you can't act funny if I have guy friends, because there should be trust. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna trust that you're not gonna be doing anything inappropriate with them, so you also have to trust that I'm not going to be doing anything inappropriate with them.
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like people need to chill the fuck out, because not every guy and girl wants to fuck each other. No. Like, there are certain guys that I'm just like, he's my friend, and there's certain guys that look at me and they're like, nah, she's just my friend. Like, there is nothing there. Like, we're just literally just gonna chill out, have a good time, because we look at each other, and I'm not like, I want to hop them bones, and he's not looking at me like I want to slide through. Like, no, we're just kind of like, sup, and we just call it a day. But yeah, so he ends up getting married with her, right? And things are going good. They get married, and then January 15th, 1974 happens. So, on January 15th...
You said January 15th, 1974. Go.
So, Danny, Charlie, and Carmen Otero are coming home from school when they realize that they can't get in the house. Usually, when they get home, there's someone there to open the door for them, but no one's there. So, they're all like, all right. So, they go to the backyard to go check, and they see something kind of weird. Their dog is not in the house, because usually the dog's only outside if he needs to go to the bathroom. Most of the time, he's just chilling inside the house. So, they go trying to find a way in, and I believe that the sister finds a way in. So they walk in, and they just kind of look at the house, and it's just like a little weird and stuff. And they walk into their mom and dad's room, and they find their mom and dad face down in the bedroom, tied up with bags over their heads. So I believe Danny is the one who runs over to check on his dad, and Carmen goes to the mom's aid, and they kind of undo the knots, and they try CPR to bring back the parents, and it's just not working.
Wait, how old were they?
I don't remember how old they are.
Like teenagers?
Yeah, they're like teenagers. Something? Yeah, they're teenagers. I was gonna say old enough to be walking home by themselves, but there's another story where a 5-year-old is walking by himself, so I don't fucking know. So
You know what? I started walking home from school in the 3rd grade. So what am I, like 8? Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister was in the 2nd grade. My mom literally like drove us the route one day and pretty much was like, y'all follow the other kids.
no way. See,
Yeah.
my mom was a little different. My mom, she was one of those people who was always there. Like, I think I didn't even start walking home by myself until I was in middle school. Like, I know in elementary school, the whole time my mom walked to pick us up. We walked home together. But it wasn't until I was in middle school, I want to say. Middle school? Did we ever walk home together in middle school?
Well, we used to go to the library all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't until then that my mom actually started letting me go places by myself. So
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. Like, I would walk from because my elementary school wasn't that far, so it's not like I'm walking a mile. Me and my little sister walking miles home. But, like, yeah, we would walk. Because there was a lot of kids in our neighborhood walking, so it's like it's not like we're alone. Like, it's pretty much a huge group of kids of varying ages, of elementary school ages, walking the same route. And then by the time people started trickling out, we would be at a point where we know where to go. Like, pretty much once we get into that community, we know how to get home. So I guess it was like the safety in numbers type thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're all together. But yeah, when I got to middle school, which my middle school I feel like is a similar distance but just in the opposite direction, had to walk too.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, but then you used to get rides from your parents to go to high school too.
Yeah.
Like me, I had to get on the bus.
Yeah. Well, in high school, like, either I would get picked up, would catch the bus, whatever. But, that was high school.
Or the
like,
school bus. Yeah.
So I feel like at that time, it's kind of like you kind of have to start doing stuff on your own because you're kind of growing up. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta
but,
figure some stuff out.
Yeah, different families, different ways of life, and especially like how I was describing Wichita, it sounds like one of those places where it was pretty much like paradise. It was safe, everyone was good. So why would you worry about your child having to walk home? Like, it's safe. You know who's there, But
Yeah.
so the girl, Carmen, goes to her mom. They tried to resuscitate them and nothing. They go and I think they try to call the police, but the phone lines are cut. So yeah.
He was pretty thorough.
Yeah. So the phone lines were cut and they couldn't get anyone, so they had to go somewhere else to call for help. So the police gets there, right? And the police go in there and they find Mr. and Mrs. Ortero. And man, these people were young. The dad was only 38 and the mom was 34.
Wait, how old were the kids?
Well,
I mean, they could have been like 13, 14, 15 or something.
Yeah, they were older, definitely, because I'm about to get to the worst part right now. So,
Okay.
One of the kids, I read somewhere that he goes to the police and he's all like, hey, can you call they have two younger siblings, and they're like, can you call their school and tell them not to come home, because they didn't want them to see that. Yeah. So they're like, all right, cool. So the police goes and they start investigating. They start walking the house, just checking it out, and they find the 9-year-old brother. I think it was 9. Yeah, their 9-year-old brother, Joseph Jr., in the bedroom. Not only like with a bag over his head, but he is literally like tied down. Like, his hands and legs are tied together, and they find him on the floor. And you can cut this out if you feel like it. I'm just telling you because, we're going to talk about it. But I was watching the arraignment with Dennis Rader, and he said that the boy was still alive. So let me tell you how the murders went down. So
Okay.
what happens is the family is at home. So the dad dropped off the older kids to school, and he came back home. And I guess the two younger ones went to school a little later than the older ones. So the two younger ones are at home and they're making their lunches for school. And all of a sudden they get a knock on the door and the mom goes to check, and Dennis Rader is there. And he's pretty much acting like, I think like a like some sort of like phone repairman or something like that. So she lets him in because, you know, he like flashes like a fake thing and stuff like that, and he seems pretty like, you know, trusting, I guess. So she lets him in, and all of a sudden he pulls out a gun, and he pretty much tells the mom and dad, because at the time he wasn't planning on the dad to be there. He was planning on it just to be the mom, the son, and the daughter. And the reason...
Also, like, one of the younger kids was a boy, another one was a girl.
Yeah,
so they had 2 and 2.
Yeah, so the daughter was 11, and the brother was 9.
Was 9. Okay.
Yeah, so so they go in, and then he has the dad get tied up. So he ties the dad down because, you know, who's the most intimidating one for a man? Another man.
And then the most likely to probably act at that time too.
Yeah, exactly. So he ties the dad down, and then he pretty much just tells him, listen, if you guys cooperate, it's all gonna be good. I think when I was watching it, I think he was saying that he was going to rob them or something. So he's like, as long as you guys cooperate, like, everyone's gonna be okay. But that was not at all what he was planning. So I was watching somewhere that they said that the reason he chose his family was because he saw the mom and the daughter. And you know how I told you he has a thing about women. So he saw the mom and daughter, and he's all like, two. So he pretty much becomes obsessed with them, and he starts, you know, stalking them, prowling them, and that's when he starts seeing like their schedule and stuff like that. But he does not plan on Mr. Otero to be there.
Oh, so he had planned that the 2 older ones and the dad would have already started their day and left.
The 3 older ones.
And that it would just be I thought it was...
There's 3 of them.
Oh, so he thought that...
They have...
No, but I thought that girl was the 3rd kid.
They have
4
kids.
Yeah. Oh, they had 5 kids.
They had 5
I thought
kids.
It was 4 kids. Okay.
Kids.
I'm missing a kid because you said 2 of them came home and then they found the parents,
3 of them came home. 3 of them came home, but only 2 of them were there to like help the family.
That went in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other one was just like in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have 2 girls and 3 boys. Okay.
Yeah, so he pretty much was not expecting him to be there. So when he sees him, he kind of like panics a little bit. So he ties him up and he puts him down. And it's crazy because when he...
Wait, did he have a weapon?
Yeah, he took a gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took a gun. But, yeah. So he ties the dad down. Joseph Sr., I guess we'll call him. He ties him down. And it's crazy because when he's being arraigned, he talks about it. And he says that he tried to make them comfortable. He said that Mr. Ortiz had gotten in a car accident, so like his ribs were hurting, so he put a pillow down to like kind of like help him out. But like at the end, he was planning on killing them. I don't know, it was just like, to me, it's just kind of like so fucked up. But anyway, so he puts him down, and then he strangles him, and he pretty much tries to kill him. So he strangles him, and he puts a bag over his head, and he pretty much strangles him, and he passes out. So I guess he thinks that he's like gone.
He died.
But he comes back, and he like pretty much like has a hole in the little bag he put over his head.
The bag.
So now, like since he has a hole in the bag, he puts a shirt in there, like some sort of cloth, so he can't like bite a hole through the... So he does that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And
he was trying to think of everything.
Exactly. So he kills him. And it's fucked up because in the same room, like his wife is still there, his daughter's still there, the youngest son is still there, and they're all watching this happen. So now he moves on to the mom, and he gets the mom, same thing. He tries to asphyxiate her and, you know, strangle her, and she's begging for her family's life. Man, I'm telling you, this family shit hit me hard, cause fuck. Anyway, he asphyxiates her and he ends up killing her. So he moves on to the son. He takes the son to the room and he puts the son on his bed, and he does the same thing. Like, I guess he learned from the dad that he can like bite a hole in it or something. So he puts a cloth over his head and puts a bag over it, and he just watches this kid pretty much just writhe, trying to like breathe. And then he says he goes.
I hate that word.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody has a word that they hate. I hate writhe. I don't know why. And then I'll be reading those romance novels
and they like
and
to use it
so
I
much.
know.
I'm like, there are a bajillion words you could use to explain that someone's moving around, but they use writhe, and I hate it.
I
Like,
hate
don't know
that
what
word
to
too.
say.
I really hate that word too. But for something so like heinous like this, I feel like
That was the only word you could find for it.
because
Yeah.
I do not find writhe as pleasurable at all. So please don't say that to me. But anyway, and the kid is like just fighting so hard to breathe, and he falls off the bed, Kim.
Oh,
He
poor
falls
thing.
off the bed, and then he just goes lifeless. I'm already gonna start crying.
So the younger son, he died?
Yep, at 9 years old.
Oh, okay.
9 years.
Dang.
He had so much,
Yeah.
so much to live for. Like, man.
True crime is difficult.
Yeah, it's so hard, man. So he moves on to the daughter now, and I don't know. Honestly, this is how I feel. I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like he really wanted to get that pleasure from both the mom and the daughter, but since the dad was there, you know, he couldn't worry about two adults, so he just had to like finish them quickly. I feel like he didn't finish what he had to do with the mom, which I'll explain to you, because he does it to this poor 11-year-old girl, and it's just really upsetting. Like this one, literally, like when I read this, I had some tears wanting to come out. But so he moves on to Josephine, and she's just pretty much freaking out, and he takes her down. I think it was like to the basement, and you know, mind you, she's already like tied up and stuff like that, right? So he takes her downstairs, and he finds a sewage pipe, and he decides that he's gonna start hanging her from the sewage pipe. Not only does he do that, but he ends up cutting her shirt to see her chest. I'm not gonna say breast, because she's an 11-year-old girl. She ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
She's just got her
Especially
chest.
back then. I mean, now the hormones they put into the food,
Yeah.
you know, it's a 50% chance. But at that time,
Even the boys got titties up in here.
you know what? Fact. And like, I don't know. I always remember back. I had to have been in like, it was the 4th grade. Yeah, because I remember there was a girl named Victoria in my class. And I don't know why, just one day randomly, we're at recess. And it hits me that the only 2 girls in my class that have like visible breasts are me and that girl Victoria. Everybody else is flat chested. And I don't know why I remember I was on the playground and I think I just like walked past her and it just light bulb.
He's like, there's 2 of us. Holy crap.
Yeah,
there are
like
2
it
of
never
us.
like
Why am I
because
not
okay
flat?
the thing is it's like I didn't think about because my mom has large boobs, you know, and so I never thought about it. Like it's just you get boobs, like they show up, but it didn't dawn on me until that day that like no one else in our class had them yet.
I am so jealous that you can remember these things so clearly, because at 4th grade, I don't fucking know. I'm a goddamn goldfish. I'm just like, where was I swimming to? Like, goddamn, what was I doing?
Well, I don't know. I feel like there were just like weird incidents that happened like throughout elementary school. So I remember like pieces. Like I remember, what was that? 3rd grade. The building that I was in caught on fire. Yeah, everybody was fine. I remember. Oh, my 3rd grade teacher also had a hermit crab as a pet, and then I later had hermit crabs as pets.
I do remember.
I don't know.
hermit crabs.
I've had several unconventional pets before I settled on cats, but yeah, and then but even with cats, because I've had hermit crabs, I've had dwarf hamsters, I've had bearded dragons. Like I don't know. I've gone through a lot of pets.
You know, to some people those are conventional pets. So like, you know.
Yeah, well, not a lot of people have like hermit crabs though, and I had several because they live like a year or 2 or whatever each, at least in my experience, and I tried so hard.
Yeah,
because I would always have like 2 of them, And then it's so cool. You buy like extra shells and you just kind of put them around. Every now and then you'll look and they'll switch a shell because they've gotten bigger. But yeah, and I remember. And then my 4th grade teacher, I remember her the most, Miss Anderson, because she was so interesting.
Whenever
I remember
hear Anderson,
she was the
I just
one.
think, Mr. Anderson.
The Matrix. But yeah, I remember she was the one that taught us that you're never supposed to sign anything that you haven't read. I remember
Hashtag wise
she
words.
told us. Yeah, I remember that she told us one of my favorite sayings is, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I remember she like spring break or something, because it was just her and her daughter. She was a single parent. They went to like New York for a trip, and I remember she was telling us that she had like wore a white t-shirt, but then she had like a jacket over it, but her jacket was like open. And so she said when she got back to the hotel room, she took off her jacket. It was a gray stripe. So I just assumed that New York's air is dirty. No offense. Like, I don't want to anger any viewers. But from her saying that, and I still remember because she said it's so serious. Like, it was a grave problem when she talked about that shirt. But, yeah, like I remember a lot from 4th grade. And then 5th grade was trippy because I was in what they call like Excel, and then they turned to like the GATE program, like the kids who are a little smart or whatever. But by the time I hit 5th grade, I realized I don't like doing homework, and so I stopped doing homework. I don't know where this came from. I don't know. Obviously, you can tell what kind of parents my parents are. Very laid back, and then since I'm the good one, they didn't check on my homework, which I was not doing, and so halfway through the school year, they took me out of the Excel class and put me in a regular class, which was the worst. Like, the teacher, Miss Burton, was so mean, because the teacher I had the first time, Miss Williams, she was very nice and soft-spoken, and they put me in Miss Burton's class, and she was so mean. I still remember day 1, because my handwriting is trash, and it's just, that's what it's always gonna be. And sometimes, like, and I still do this sometimes, and I always think about her every time I do it. Sometimes when I'm meant to write like a D, I'll put a B, and then I'll just draw over it.
Wow.
And I did that, and she literally pointed to it and like talked so much shit about that stupid letter to my face, a 5th grader.
Well, better than your face than towards your back.
You know what? I would have preferred that. She could have talked shit about me to the other teachers in the teachers' lounge. Would you do this in front of to me in class in front of other people?
She
like,
just wants you to get the letter right, girl.
I still don't have it right, so it didn't help. And then she made me I never went to summer school before. She made me go to summer school. Like, she held my, what do they call, promotion or whatever certificate?
Yeah.
And the worst part is the kids who really have to go to summer school, they don't even print theirs until they finish.
Oh, wow.
Mine was already printed, so that means that I passed everything, because that class was way easy, and then I got bored, and then that didn't help the fact that I didn't like doing homework. Like, it kind of got worse because now I'm in a class where I've already covered a lot of this material and I already know a whole bunch of this stuff. But luckily, I'm also someone who helps other people, so I think that's how I was getting by in the class, by helping kids around me. But she was just always really mean to me, and then she held my certificates because mine was already printed. Like, they literally handed it to me the last day of summer school, and thank God that the summer school teacher wasn't her. It was like some random like teacher that they brought in, because that lady pretty much assumed that my parents worked or something, and that's why they sent me to summer school, because, you know, some kids go to summer school because there's no one to watch them at home. She thought that I was one of those kids, because every time we would do something, like, I already know what it is, I finish it quickly, and then I'm just sitting there. And I remember one day she asked me, like, oh, like, are you just here because your parents aren't at home? And I'm like, no, they're at home. Like, my teacher said that I'm supposed to be here. And she had this look on her face, and I knew as a 5th grade kid, that look on her face, I was like, I'm not supposed to be here.
It's my day off. Come on, man. And they sent me in.
I feel like we're in Clerks. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here today. Like, I still remember that. But at the same time, like, you end up where you're supposed to be, because from there, like, that year, the one year I went to summer school, that's where I met Brenda. And remember, she ended up going to school with us later, because she went to a different school. But that's where I met her, in summer school, because, you know, summer school is weird, because I guess because that was my homeschool, but other kids sometimes get pushed into whatever school's offering summer school, because I guess every school doesn't offer summer school.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, because she didn't go to my elementary school. I forgot what school she went to, because she went to middle school with us? Did she? I can't remember where like I introduced Brenda to the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
But because she didn't go to high school with us either. She went to like Mayfair or something.
Yeah. No, she only went to middle school with us.
Yeah. So middle school. But that's the path that I led through elementary school. Those are the events that I remember the most.
Where was I?
We were talking about the 11-year-old girl.
Oh.
And he brought her to the basement.
Oh, yeah. He starts pretty much torturing this poor girl. And he, man. So, he pretty much, like, pulls the rope. Because you know how I told you he has a rope, like, over the sewage system. And he, like, has her, like, hanging. So, he pretty much is, like, hanging her. And he's literally just, like, pulling her body just, like, centimeters off the ground. Like, not even that much. Like, he's barely making her not touch the floor. And this girl is passing out from not having enough air. And this fucking weirdo, this fucking disgusting ass monster starts whacking off to that. That is his shit. And that's what you're gonna find in every one of these goddamn crime scenes, is that every time he does that, he leaves some fucking sperm on the floor.
Oh, wow. So he was just really lucky that they didn't have, like, the DNA evidence that they have now. Like, the DNA, like, research. Mm-hmm. Because they would have found him first murdered.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you're literally leaving your DNA at every crime scene, like, on purpose.
But listen, we got to think about how DNA stuff gets cataloged. Like, yes, if you are in a murder or in a crime or whatever, and there's some of your DNA, they're going to catalog it. But if you never get caught from the crimes, if you never have to get
you never have a reason to have your DNA, like, in their database or whatever.
Yeah, then they're just not gonna catch you. Because that's pretty much what happened to him. Like, they had all this DNA from all these crime scenes, because in the span of these 30 years, he kills 10 people.
Yeah.
And in all of them, there's his DNA, but, like...
Well, now they can get you from family members, though, too.
Ah, yep. We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, no, because I always think about, okay, like, I want to get my DNA analyzed so bad, but at the same time, I don't want to. Not only, I can understand if it was free, then okay, whatever. But they make you pay, well, like, over $100.
Yep.
It's less than $200. It's less than $200. But for you to give them your DNA for free, and then they analyze it, and then they do whatever they want with it afterward. Yeah. I'm like, I can understand if it was a free service, and then you take my DNA, like, that's the payment, but it's not fair that I have to pay that amount of money.
And then you still do whatever you want to do with it.
Yes.
I'm like, can I pay the $100-something? You analyze my DNA to see where I'm going, but can I get that straight back? Like, I don't want you guys to do it. I just
send
want it for...
the rest of the vial of spit back to my house. You can't use it. Like, they should, like... ask you. But I was watching some video and they were talking about, and this is like way off subject, but they were talking about that they think what's going to happen is that they're testing the DNA on pretty much how to make people young again.
Yeah.
So when they figure it out later, they're like, hey, well, we got your sample from, that kit that you did back when you were a teenager because the YouTuber told you to do it. We can make you look back like you're in your late 20s for a fee.
That's gonna be a lot more than $100 you sent us.
Yeah, that's what they think that they're doing with all of the DNA that they're collecting from people taking those tests.
Yeah, no, I heard of that too. I've also heard, like, making clones and stuff like that. Like, if you ever, like, what movie was that? Where pretty much, like, they'll make a clone of you, and if you ever need a body part or something like that, they'll just take it from that clone. I forgot what movie that was.
The Island. And then they made them think that it was, like, a lottery that they're all, like, entered in. And so the person thinks that they won and they're going to the island to live the rest of their life. Because they're, like in, like, kind of like a working society. Like, everybody has to, like, work kind of like whatever. And so they think, oh, like, you win it and you go to the island. But then they find out the island is really you're the clone.
You getting harvested.
Yeah, you're the clone, and your person in the real world has paid for you for when they need something. Yeah, that movie, I haven't seen that in a long time. Because it has Scarlett Johansson in it, right?
I don't remember.
I forget who the guy is.
I just remember the premise. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I remember Michael Clark Duncan is in there. Because I remember one of the scenes where you find out it is not what they think is. Because he's a big dude, and I think he was like on the ground being dragged back.
Ooh, I can't even.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That movie's pretty good. I like the premise. Like, I don't know. I feel like some of the movies were like the coolest premises. People like don't be watching.
Yeah. But yeah, he ends up doing that to this poor girl. And the sad part is when the police walk in here and stuff like that, the siblings, the 3 living siblings, don't know about their 2 younger ones. They still think that they're at school trying to keep them away from this information, and then the police find them, and they have to go break the news. And I think the oldest brother was Danny, and they tell Danny, hey, like, listen, we hate to tell you this, but we also found your brother and sister. And he just kind of like broke down. Like, who's not gonna break down over that news? Not only have you lost your mom and dad, but now your 2 youngest siblings too, and you saw how your parents were. Like, I can only imagine the stuff I would be flipping out. I don't think I'd be here. I think I'd be in the loony bin. I have no idea where I'd be right now.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Especially during that time, because it's like things like that didn't happen then.
Exactly.
Like now, some wild happens on the news all the time, and you're like, dang, like, that sucks. But we're like low-key like desensitized by it. But back then, stuff like that didn't happen. So it's just like, say that again? What do you mean, like, everybody's gone?
Yeah. So the police break it to the other 2 siblings, and, you know, they log it down, and they go about their day. Like, they go about, like, what else can you do, you know? And it's funny because I was listening to, it's not funny, but whatever. It's they talk to the brother, and he says he doesn't know what he would have done if he would have found the body of the 2 younger ones. He doesn't know. And I'm all like, it's good that you just walked out, because I can't imagine that either, my friend. I don't know. Yeah. And it's just like, it's good that the children got spared at least that, because honestly, like, all of this sucks, but I cannot imagine finding my sister. But like, I like just seeing that scene, how bad it was, is like, I can't imagine it. And, you know, I say thank God that there was no rape, because honestly, like, I don't wish that upon anybody, not even death. Like, that's some wild shit. Like, come on, man. But like, at least that was one less pain this family didn't have to go through.
Yeah.
So, that happens, and, you know, the police come and they do autopsies on the bodies, and they find out that Mr. Otero and his son died from asphyxiation and strangulation, while Mrs. Otero and Josephine died just from strangulation. And that's his MO, you know. He really wants to have that control over women. But, you know, like, he did it to the father and son. So it's like, it's not like he just wants control from the women. He wants it from everybody. It's like...
he probably also didn't know what to do. He hadn't planned on what to do with the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's crazy. So, we move on to April 4th, 1974. And 21-year-old Catherine Bright is going home with her brother. Her brother is, I think the brother was with her because he couldn't go home because of snow or something like that. So he was pretty much stuck over there with her. And they're going home, and all of a sudden they get confronted by Dennis Rader. And I can't remember if he found them outside or if he came through the closet. Because one of his things, too, is that he likes to break into houses and hide in the closets, especially the women's closets.
Okay, so he's the one. Because I remember hearing, like, a serial killer like to do that. And so when I come home and I'm by myself, that's the second place. The first place I look is the kitchen, and then the bathroom. And then I check inside my closet, because ain't nobody going to pop out while I'm here by myself.
Yeah. You know, better go under the bed, too, because I don't fucking know.
There ain't space under my bed, so if they get up under there, then that's on them.
I don't even have doors for my closet. Like, listen, after do you remember that show? Did I ever tell did you watch that show, Fact or Fiction?
Yeah.
Do you remember that episode where the kid goes into the closet and he disappears? And then at the end of the show, because you know how they give you like 3 stories, and at the end of the show,
you have to pick which one isn't real.
Yeah,
or which one was real.
Yeah, there was one that was real, and the one with the kid who disappeared in the closet, that was a true one. So ever since then, I had like this big fear of closets. I'm like, I don't want to disappear in the closet. I don't want to go in there. So like,
see, I never saw that episode. I'd be all up in the closet, like sitting down.
It's funny, like I go in the closet and I jump out, like
you're like, I'm not going into the portal. I don't know what's on the other side.
Exactly.
But
so
I want to stay on this side.
But yeah, so that's one of his things. Like he did like to go in the closet. So I can't remember if he confronted them like outside or in the home, but doesn't matter. He was there. Mm-hmm. And he pretty much just tells them like, hey, listen, I'm wanted, because, you know, he got the gun out, and he's all like, I'm wanted, and I'm just wanting to get money and a car so I can leave. I think he said he was going to New York too, but he's like, I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here. So, you know, they're scared.
Yeah, whole story.
Yeah. So he's all like, you know, same thing is like, if you guys same thing. He's like, if you guys cooperate, everything's gonna be fine. Just give me what I need. So he has the brother tie up Catherine. So Catherine is getting tied up by the brother. And now he goes over and he ties the brother up. And I don't know what room he puts him in, but I think he puts him in the bathroom. But he puts him up.
Together?
No, separate. Like the sister's in the room. Separates them. And then
and he puts the brother in the bathroom.
Yeah. And man, tell me why this guy fucking looks at the brother and he's like, hey, you got some money? And the brother's like,
nah, man.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. And he's all like, I got $3. So he gives him $3. I'm like, this dude, the nerve.
He gave him his $3.
Like, I would too. Like, a fucking dude holding a gun to my head. Shit, have my $3. I don't give a shit. But, like, he gives him $3. So I'm just like, dude, like, you fucking crazy ass guy. You know you're not there for those $3. You know this is just a fucking cover. Like, the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, he pocketed them anyway.
Exactly. Man, I hate this guy. Anyway, so he the brother gives him the $3, and then he goes to the sister, and he hears him asking him like, hey, you got $10? Like, he said something about $10. Like, I found $10, something like that. And that's just where that conversation goes. But all of a sudden, the brother starts hearing Catherine start screaming. And the brother's freaking out, you know, like, I gotta go help my sister. So this guy miraculously breaks free from his bindings, and he runs out.
Adrenaline kicked in.
Yeah, and he runs out. And when he runs out there, he sees him, like, tying his sister up and stuff like that. I guess he saw her, like, strangling her or something. So he goes over and he tries to go fucking fuck this guy up. So he goes over, and then him and Dennis are fighting, and
wait, because how old were they?
I don't know how old her brother was.
Like teenagers again?
No, the Catherine, she's 21. I don't exactly know how old Dennis was at this time.
But he was younger?
Yeah, he was younger. Yeah.
So she's 21, and then he's like,
or maybe he's around like their age or something like that. Like he's probably like 30s or something like that.
Oh, older brother?
Oh no, the brother. I don't know how old the brother is. I don't know if he's the same age or older. I'm talking about Dennis, the serial killer.
No, because I was asking about the 2 people that he's terrorizing.
Yeah, I think the Catherine is 21, so maybe the brother is older or young. I don't know, but yeah. So they start fighting, and he's trying to get the gun. And he shoots him in the face. He shoots the brother in the face. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Excuse me. Dennis shoots the brother in the face, and he looks to make sure he's dead, and he kicks him, and the brother doesn't move. So he's like, all right, he's dead. So he goes on and continues to go do whatever he's doing to the sister, but the brother is not dead. He's still alive. So he gets up from getting shot in the face. He gets up and goes to get him again. And this time, fucking the way this dude said it, the way Dennis said it, he's like, when he saw him, he did it like in the westerns. He just kind of shot the gun out, like, pa, partner. But like, he just shot him. And this time he gets him in the head. And I don't know how this guy manages to escape, but he gets out of the house and he runs out. And I think Dennis realizes that the brother's out, but he doesn't have time to go chase the brother out while he's trying to get his shit on with his sister, right? So the brother leaves, and in the brother's head, he's just trying to go get help. So Dennis puts his attention back to the sister, and he's over there. He's trying to, like, you know, strangle her and, you know, do the stuff that he usually does. But Catherine, she's she's a fighter. Like, she's fighting. Like, she doesn't have any kids to worry about. It's just her. For all she knows, like, her brother, I don't know if she saw her brother get out or not, but, you know, after hearing the gunshots, maybe he's dead, and maybe she's fighting because she's like, I have to help my brother. I need to get him help. So, you know, she's fighting. Like, this bitch is fighting. And even he says, he's all like, she fought like a Hellcat. And I'm glad she did, because this motherfucker need to get some, because fuck this guy.
Yeah.
So she starts fighting him. And she's like, no, this is not going to be easy for you. So she starts fighting him. And he starts getting so frustrated because, you know, this whole thing about him is he's trying to be in control. So he gets mad and he stabs her. This is the only victim that ever gets stabbed. So he stabs her 11 times.
Dang, because she was fighting too much?
She was fighting too much because she just needed her to, like, give in so he can do what he had to do.
Yeah, he probably was like, dang, this was the wrong family. Like, they way too hard. This was hard mode.
I know. But, he ends up stabbing her, and
so he brought a knife
and a gun. Knife and a gun,
and probably rope, because it's like, how is he choking people out?
Actually, in this one, when he starts talking about it in the trial, so, you know, all the stuff he brings, he calls it his hit kit, like HITKIT, hit kit.
Yeah.
And he said that in this particular case, he doesn't remember if he brought some or not. Because he said that if he would have brought his own stuff, the brother wouldn't have been able to get out of his bindings. Because he had so much experience with tying knots. So he's like, he just wouldn't have been able to. So he thinks that in that particular one, he just used stuff that she had in her house. So that's why he was able to get away.
He didn't have his kit together yet.
Which I think he did have the kit in the first one. I want to say he did in the first one. I don't know about this one, but in the other one. Anyway, so she's fighting, and then, you know, he ends up, like,
11 times though, like.
Yeah. So eventually the brother does find help. The brother finds help, and they call the police, and the police show up, and they find semen in the scene. But, man, this one also had, like, man, this one was hard, too. This girl was still alive when the police got there.
After he stabbed her 11 times?
Not only was she still alive, but she was able to get to wherever the phone was, because when the police found her, she had the phone clutched in her hands. But you know what he does? He cuts the phone lines. So maybe when she got the phone, she
probably picked it up and heard no dial tone or nothing.
Yeah. So the police shows up, and she's still alive, and she's able to tell them, my name is Catherine Bright, and I don't know who this man was. So he calls 911. The paramedic come, and they rush her to the hospital. And, man, this whole time she's looking at the officer, and she's like, I can't breathe, please help me. And they get to the hospital, and the same thing, she's just asking for help. She's like, help me, and she doesn't make it. She ends up dying in the hospital from her stab wounds.
They don't help her?
They couldn't.
Or
it was too much. Like, when I was reading, it's like they sent her to the hospital, and she was gonna go into surgery, but by the time she got into the surgery, she had died.
Oh, yeah. Just there wasn't enough time.
No, there was not. And
Dang, how was her brother, though? Got shot in the face and the head.
He lived. They end up asking the brother for a description, but this dude is a fucking nobody. You know what I mean? There's nothing spectacular about him. He doesn't look fucking great or anything like that. He's just some average dude. So he just says some white dude with a beard in his 30s.
That's every other white guy in Long Beach.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like he couldn't give him a description because this guy's nothing. He's pretty much just like a background character. Like nobody fucking knows. Like there's no way to explain him better other than he's just some fucking white dude with a beard, chilling in Wichita.
Aren't most of them? That's usually their description.
Yep,
Some
they're just
regular looking white guy.
Exactly. So, they do the autopsy on the sister, and they realize that she died from her strangulation and her stabbing. You can cut this out. This is some stuff that's extra that I thought was interesting. So, hold on. Oh, cool. Lights. Okay. So, at some point, 3 guys, just out of the blue, decide that they're going to confess to the Otero killings. So they go to the police and like, hey, I know. I don't know. There's some fucking weird ass people out there, man.
But you know what? That happens a lot where people are like, I did it or we did it. And it's like, you didn't do it. Why would you?
Exactly.
The fame? I don't
know what kind of fame they're looking for. But, like, ain't nobody gonna try to employ you if you try to, like, be like, you didn't do it. Okay, first of all, you're a murderer. Don't nobody want to employ you anyway. But, like, now you're just, like, a fake. And instead of giving the police time to actually find solid leads, you're over here fucking wasting their time with this bullshit. So, they confess, and the police announce, saying, like, hey, we have 3 suspects under arrest. So, Dennis gets mad. He's like, what the fuck? Why do they think they did this?
He said, I did that.
Yeah, he's like, I did that. Do they think they're capable intellectually of doing it like I did or whatever?
So he thinks he's special.
He does think he's special. No matter how much he's just some plain-ass guy who had shitty-ass grades and fucking had to have his mama hook him up or whatever, he thinks he's better than everybody. He thinks that he's so much better. Anyway, so he gets mad, right? So on October 22nd, 1974, Dennis ends up contacting a Wichita newspaper called Eagle and Beacon. He calls him by the phone and he's all like, hey, listen, I got some info on the Otero murder. Go to the library and look at this book called Applied Engineering Mechanics. And in that book, you're going to find some shit. So, you know, the newspaper gets this call and they're like, what the fuck? So they call the police like, hey, we got this fucking weirdo who called us telling us to head to the library and check out this book called Applied Engineering Mechanics. And there's going to be some info on the Otero family. So the police go, right? They go there, they check out that book, and they end up finding some letters. And first of all, his handwriting is atrocious. Second of all, dude can't spell for shit, which same. But like,
I could spell a little bit.
I could spell some too. But apparently, like, this dude cannot spell. So they're over here trying to decipher his fucking writing and shit like
what
that.
he wrote?
Yeah. And like through all the grammar and fucking spelling errors and shit like that, they end up reading it and he starts giving descriptions of what he did to the Otero family. And that's only stuff that the killer could have known. So his
stuff that they hadn't released to the public.
Exactly. So his fucking description of the murder is so fucking crazy accurate that they start thinking that this guy is actually taking photos of the murders. Because there's like, how can this guy remember this with so much detail without having something, like without having either drawn it or fucking taken a picture of it? So,
well, they said like all serial killers keep like
mementos.
A memento.
Yeah, he does. And all of them, he does. From all these people, there's like stuff. You know what he did? I think he stole the watch from Mr. Otero. And he had told the police that he took a watch because he needed it. And it runs good. I'm like, wow, you fucking cunt. Like, you're a fucking asshole. The fuck?
He said, I'm using it right now. It's on my wrist right now. Shit. It's a good watch.
I hope he fucking gets so much bad juju in this world. Anyway, so that's what, you know, he pretty much just mocking them or whatever, telling what he did. And then this fucking dude, Kim, this fucking dude is so fucking unreal. This dude gives himself the nickname BTK Because I guess he was saying that he like did research on serial killers and stuff like that. He's like, I need a cool name or whatever, so I'm gonna give myself BTK. Bind them, torture them, kill them. It was like, dude, really? You had to give your
They
own
should name him
goddamn
something
name?
else out of spite.
I know. I ain't calling him that. I call it Jabroni, Turkey Eyes. The fuck does he want?
The toothpick killer.
The toothpick killer? No, toothpick
Make
sounds too
some
cool.
some mundane item in the house, like
Anal bead. I don't know. What's the mundane?
the rope killer, something way whack.
The
He's like, what
rope
the heck?
killer.
I do more than just rope.
The fuck? I don't know.
I don't know, some asshole. I don't know.
Some asshole.
They can't say that on the news, I guess. So
Fucking call him the vanilla ass killer. No flavor Freddy. But anyway, yeah, they just, so he gives his own fucking name. He even comes up with like the asphyxiator and shit like that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, dude, like,
you're not an action figure.
I know. So like, calm the fuck down. Like, honestly, I feel like some of the best ones are given by like actual writers, and this dude's trying to be a writer, but I'm like, dude, with those spelling and grammar issues you got, it ain't gonna happen. No one's gonna be able to
They're
tell
like,
what
we
the fuck
barely
you're saying.
figured out what these names were.
It's funny because I'm like, whenever I hear BTK, I always think of like the bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, usually when it's letters, we talking about food.
like he couldn't spell, so he put like bacon, tomato, and carrots with a K.
I can see that. He said he can't spell.
And who the fuck eats a fucking sandwich with carrots in it? Fucking weirdo. He would. Anyway, so
Hey, today people would, because remember that lady went viral for her carrot bacon recipe.
hey, but that's bacon though. Do you really call that?
It was made out of carrots.
Yeah, but it's bacon. It has transformed to bacon.
Oh, okay. So it's no longer carrot, it's bacon.
It's bacon.
You have your vegan BLT,
Exactly.
which is already vegan, but you know, switching it up.
Well, no.
Well, no, because there's bacon. I forget. It's a really vegan when you swap out the bacon.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's now
Bacon.
bacon, carrot, lettuce, tomato.
Yep. You just
Carrot, lettuce, tomato.
Huh?
Carrot, lettuce, tomato.
Carrot lettuce.
I don't know. She has another recipe on her Instagram for a tomato sandwich.
Oh. Huh. If only I like tomatoes. So.
Maybe you should try it out.
Yeah. So.
Because, you know, she puts stuff on it, so it's not like it's just slap some tomatoes on some bread and call it a sandwich.
Yeah. Man, I wish I knew what year his kids were born. I can't remember. Like, I know I saw it somewhere, but I don't remember. But while all this is happening, he's having a family in the background. Like, you know, he's just living some random ass life. So 3 years later, there's no word from him. Nothing is going on. Like, chilling for some reason.
Nobody's being murdered.
Nobody's being murdered. Like, I guess, you know, like I said, he's having a family in the background and stuff like that. Maybe he just got caught up with doing stuff with family or whatever. But
Just everyday life stuff.
yeah, just everyday life stuff. Yeah, just like everyday life stuff. And so 3 years later, not anymore. Some shit in his life must have happened, because when I watch these documentary about serial killers and stuff like that, they always say something must have happened in their life that makes them trigger to have to kill again, to get that outlet out. So, on March 17th, 1977, Stephen Relford goes to the store for his mom. His mom...
That's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, Shirley. Oh, is it?
The 17th?
March 17th?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, sure.
Like, I know, because it's a week after my birthday.
Yeah. So, Shirley Vian sends her son, Stephen Relford, to go to the grocery store. And, you know, Stephen's going out to the grocery store or whatever, and all of a sudden he just sees this man come up to him, and he's seeing this man, and he sees that this man is knocking on one of his neighbor's doors, but nobody answers. So he walks away, and as he's walking away, Steven and the man, I guess, must make some kind of eye contact, because all of a sudden the man walks up to him and he's like, hey, have you seen this woman and child? And the little boy looks at it and he's like, no, I don't know who they are. Kim, ask me who that lady and child are in the picture.
From the first murder?
No.
Or is it his actual family?
His actual family. He asked
wow.
this kid if he has seen his wife and his child. Like,
the fact that he always has a story. It's like before he even goes, he's like, what's the story today? He's like, all right, I'm going to walk and ask people, have they seen my family?
Yeah.
Because they're missing.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what he tells him, but he's like, do you recognize this lady and child? And he's like, no, I don't know who they are. And he's like, oh, okay. So, you know, he leaves. So, you know, the kid keeps going home, right? He gets home. And at this point, I think Dennis was stalking him and seeing where he was going. Because, you know, I'm guessing that whoever he wanted to murder probably wasn't there.
Yeah. And then he saw this kid and just starts following this kid.
He starts following this kid. Yeah, hold on. I think I actually do have something that does confirm this story, that day he was supposed to go to that house and kill somebody else, but it didn't work out. But that's something we can cut out. Anyway, so he follows him and he realizes that, you know, his mom's there because his mom opens the door for the kid and stuff like that. So he goes in and he ends up breaking, like, he knocks on the door. He knocks on the door and one of the kids opens the door, and as soon as the kid opens the door, he just pushes himself through. He just goes in there.
How many kids did she have?
She had 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
She had 3 kids. And I think they were all little kids. I think one of them was like 8, 4, and I can't remember what the other age was.
Yeah, because how old was the one that he followed?
I think he was 8. I think he was an 8-year-old.
Oh, the one he followed was an 8-year-old.
Yeah. So, or was he 5?
5? Why was this 5-year-old walking around by themselves?
That's what I said. But I don't know. But they're
probably 8.
I think there was a child who was like 8, 5, and something. But I can't remember. Do I write it down over here? I might have written it down. Hold on. See, I told you I didn't get my shit all the way together. Where are you, Fire? Ann Shirley, 3 children. Oh, yeah. So they have an 8, a 6, and a 4-year-old.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it must have been the 8-year-old or the 6-year-old. But anyway, so he just pushes himself into the house. And he goes in, and then the mom was sick. So the mom comes out, like, from the commotion. He's like, what's going on? So she walks out, and he's out there, guns a-blazing. So she's just like, don't hurt us. And he's all like, I'm not going to hurt you guys. I just have this is when he tells you, he's like, I have a sexual problem. And as long as you comply with me, you'll be fine. Your family will be fine. I just need you to cooperate. And the lady's like, whatever, just don't hurt my kids. So
he says, I have a sexual problem.
Yeah, he straight up tells her that. And she's like, whatever, just don't hurt my kids. So
See, these are the things where I'm like, I would be a horrible hostage. Because I'm like, what kind of sexual I will probably start shooting off questions because I am uncomfortable. Because that's usually what I do. Like, what do you mean? What is that? Like, I tell my coworkers all the time, I'm flight. I can't be a hostage.
I don't know. Like, I think about it because
I think about it all the time working at a store. I'm like, if someone tries to rob this store, first of all, they're going to successfully do it. And second of all, if they're trying to hold hostages, I'm going to run. Yeah. There are 2 emergency exits in the store. I'm not going to say where they are. I'm running. And I always tell my coworkers because, okay, I'm not someone who runs. I'm always chilling, walking. Mm-hmm. If you see me running,
that's some serious shit.
You need to run too. Don't even ask. Just follow me because I'm not going to stop. Like, I'm someone, I'm not going to like shove somebody out of my hiding spot or whatever, or like away from, because I'm not going to hide away from the emergency exit. But like, you got to come with me.
I hope that at least on your way out, you at least grab my hand, Kim, because I'm going to be like,
I'll probably see you. I'll probably yell because I know you're gonna pause. Let's go.
I'm like, we're going.
Like, I'm running. Like, I'm running. Before I die from the athletic asthma. Like, the adrenaline is propelling me to the door.
Asthma's gonna
can't
take me
stay in
before you
here.
take me, sir.
Man, like, it's not funny, but I tell my coworkers all the time I'm going to run.
Yeah.
Because there was not that long ago, like months ago, there was a couple of stores that had gotten robbed, and I think in both cases they had everyone go in the freezer. And I also have low
hell
iron, so I
no.
can't be in the cooler and freezer for a long period of time. That's out.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it. And they robbed. The worst part is that I think I heard that they robbed the customers too. Like,
Dang.
you already got the money and stuff. Like, can I keep my phone? Like, you know how much this costs? I'm still paying. The phone I got right now, I'm still paying for. I can't give this to you.
I'm like, listen, dude, I'm buying this shit with coupons. This is a Metro phone. Like, are you fucking serious? Let me at least
I don't know.
keep my $20 phone.
When we heard about the first one, I was like, I'm gonna throw my phone into one of the shelves. Like, you're not gonna find a phone on me.
Like, go
Like,
ahead, sir.
No, I'm gonna throw it so they can't find it. I need my phone. These phones are expensive. I got an iPhone, man. I'm still paying for this.
Yeah. No, listen, I don't know, because listen, she is in a situation where she has kids. Listen, if
Yeah.
I'm by myself,
Yeah.
I
Which
don't
is
give
very
a shit.
different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think if it was me by myself, I've told you many times that if anyone ever breaks in, like, just kill me. Just shoot me, because we gonna fight. And it's just, like, just murder me. Like, if someone comes
We
to me
gonna
at my
fight.
car, and it's just, like, just shoot me, kill me, leave me here, so at least my family can find me and know that I died. I don't want to be fucking taken in my car, and then you take me somewhere, and then you murk me.
Yeah, I'm not
rape
going.
me,
Yeah, I'm not
and
going.
then
Yeah.
my family will never know what the fuck happened to me. Like, that is a
Yeah.
no-go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. So if you find me like dead in the street, God forbid, it's because someone was like getting a car and I was like no, and they pulled out a gun and was like getting a car and I was
nope.
still like no.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be murdered than raped and murdered.
Exactly.
Flat out.
Same.
Flat out.
Same.
Um.
Same. Especially raped and murdered and then hidden away for no one to
Yeah.
ever find you. Like,
Mhm.
I would at least want my family to have closure. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, maybe she was raped and murdered, but at least we know she was raped and murdered and we found her and we were able to bury her ass, you know? I don't want it to be like one of those things where, like, what happened to her? Maybe she...
Yeah, and it's like the family searched
Yeah.
the rest of their lives.
Yeah, so-
and just never knew.
That's, like, one of my worst fears. I don't want people to, like, have that false hope. I want them just to know. So... I don't know. It just sucks. So that's why I can't say maybe with her family she was just so compliant because she had her 3 kids. I think she was a single
Yeah.
mother.
With 3 small kids
Yeah, with
too.
3 small kids. So it's not like there was anything that could happen. Like there was nothing that she could have done. Like her top priority are her kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So, she listens to him and they get little toys and blankets and stuff like that and then they put the kids in the bathroom. But it's weird because I read somewhere that he tied up one of the kids. He tied up one of them, but then the other ones weren't tied up.
The older one.
Maybe the older one. I'm not sure which one he tied up, but he tied up one of the kids and the other ones he just put in the bathroom. And somehow this other kid who was tied up untangled himself. I don't know. But pretty much he puts him in the bathroom and he ties the door down. Not only does he tie the door down, but he moves the mom's bed to the bathroom so the kids aren't able to open the door. Like they can't get all the way out. So, he ends up getting the mom. He ties her up and he's just like, listen, as long as you do what I'm telling you to do, you're going to be fine. Your kids are going to be fine. But as things are starting to progress, she's starting to realize that is not the case. He is not here just to get it done and leave. He's here to murder me. So he ends up tying her up like he does all the other ones. Tying the arms up, the legs up. And he starts like getting her, cutting her oxygen off by strangling her. And while this is happening, the kids are trying to get out the bathroom and they can kind of see, like they can open the door enough to see. And one of the kids are witnessing this man doing this to their mom. And they're freaking out. They're all like, we're going to call for help. We're going to call for help. And then Dennis turns and he tells them, I'm going to blow her head off if you guys do anything. So, he's in the middle of murdering her pretty much. And all of a sudden, the phone rings. This was one of the few where he did not cut the line.
The phone. Oh, okay.
He didn't cut the phone line. So
because he hadn't planned on killing them in the first place.
yeah, he was trying to go for the other one. So sorry about that. It's the little thing. So he ends up going. He gets spooked and he just kind of finishes it off and leaves. And the kids are still stuck in the bathroom. Somehow these kids escape the bathroom. Like there's a little window, and they break it and they're able to get out. Man, one of the things that really made me like tear up a little bit was one of the kids was talking about that moment where one of the brothers broke the glass and he was just worried. He's like, man, we're gonna get in so much trouble for breaking the glass. And it's just like, you are just witnessing.
He wasn't even.
Yeah, like it wasn't a register. Yeah, it was just like, oh my god. Oh. Like, yeah, like it was. Yeah, it was one of those. And so they end up getting out and they go to a neighbor. The neighbor comes and she finds them and, they get out, right? And the scary part is like BTK at once. BTK, I'm not even gonna fucking call him BTK. He don't deserve that shit. His name's fucking Dennis. He's just a motherfucking Dennis. So, Dennis ends up going, Dennis ends up contacting the police a lot. And in one of his letters, he says that if the phone wouldn't have rang and he wouldn't have gone spooked, those kids would be dead too. He says that he was planning to do the same thing he did to the Oteros to them. And he was going to kill the 2 boys and do the same thing he did to the little girl. So it was just like, this fucking jabroni, like the fuck's wrong with him? So yeah. I was just like, oh my god. And he was mad. He was mad that he got interrupted. But anyway, the police come and this time, the kids are able to give a description, but it's the same fucking vanilla ass description that all the other people are giving. Just some white dude with a mustache.
With a beard just
there. But they're able to confirm something that they're actually starting to kind of realize, is that he brings his own bag of supplies and that he has a gun. Because they're all like, he came in with a gun and he had his own shit. So they're starting to realize, like, okay, he's armed and he already has this stuff premeditated.
It's premeditated.
Yeah. So they do the autopsy on Miss Vianne, and same thing, asphyxiation and strangulation are her causes of death. So at this point, like, the police kind of already have this image that we have a serial killer. Because it's all everywhere. Similar MOs with women, the binding and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of the brother-sister situation, everyone else has small children.
Yeah.
These are women with small children.
Mm-hmm. So, they have confirmed it in their heads. They're like, we have a serial killer, but they don't want to alarm the people from Wichita, so they keep it in the DL. So they're like, we're gonna keep this quiet. Maybe we can keep the guy communicating with us, and that way we can catch him. So they don't tell anyone. So we go from March to December 8th, 1977. Where 25-year-old Nancy Fox is killed in her home in the same manner.
And she was by herself?
Yeah, she was by herself.
No kids?
No kids, nothing. She was by herself. And for him, the murder of Nancy Fox, he claims, is like his ideal kill. Because everything to him went according to his plan. Because in the other ones, like, with Otero, he did not plan on the husband to be there. That shit gone. Which one was the other one?
He probably didn't plan for the brother to be there. Yeah, the brother was it
Bright? Yeah, Bright was the second one. Didn't plan for the brother to be there. That shit out the window. The Vians weren't even the ones that he was going for. So it's all like out of the window. So now he has Fox, which is
the person who he had planned on killing She was by herself.
Mm-hmm.
No interruption.
No interruptions. Cuts the phone lines, gets in. I'm sure he hid in her closet and got her. And it all pretty much just goes his plan. He is uninterrupted. He is able to do what his sick little pea brain wants to do. And he's able to do it. And this guy is so proud of what he fucking did that the next day he calls the police and he's all like, you will find a homicide, and he gives her address. He's like, and then he gives her name, Nancy Fox.
Wow, he was like, this is who I killed, this is where she at.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
It's all like, fucking ass. Yeah. So anyway, he does that, and at this time the police has caller ID, so they're able to pretty much triangulate where he's at. So they go to that payphone, and they dispatch police officers literally at that payphone 2 minutes after he called. And in those 2 minutes, he's gone. Like, they go, there's no one there. But what they do realize is there was a guy there, another man who was trying to use the payphone too. So he says that he saw the guy using the payphone, but he didn't have any change for his own call, so he leaves and he goes to the store to get some change. So by the time he comes out with the change, the man is gone, and he sees that the phone is not hung up; it's just dangling down. So he grabs the phone and he realizes that the phone is still connected to the police department. So they find him and they're all like, "Can you give us a description of this guy?" And he gives them the same bland ass description everyone else gave him. Some just random white dude. Mustache, just some dude, pretty much. So I was saying some dude, So the police get dispatched to her home, and they find her, same thing, tied up, gagged, arms, legs, everything, semen on the floor, and they realize that he came in through a window. Like, one of her window screens was cut open, so that's how he pretty much made his entrance. And they did the autopsy, and they found that she was her death was, strangulation. Okay, so once this letter comes out, once they get this letter from him, obviously they're going to call the police. So they call the police, and finally the police is all like, well, we can't keep this up, because obviously he wants notoriety for what he's doing, and the longer we keep this hidden, the more he's gonna try to kill. So maybe it'll be by word of mouth and it won't be as accurate information. So they're like, you know what, we're gonna tell the people that there's a serial killer in Wichita. So they end up going live, and they're all like, listen, you guys, there's a serial killer out, and they pretty much tell them about all the murders that are connected. Yeah. So when that happens, people are scared. Like, nothing like this has ever happened. So obviously gun sales are going to go up. So people start buying guns. Women are really scared because, well, everyone's scared, but mostly women, because, like, that's his main target is women. And, men are scared too, because, no one is fucking immune. Like, he's killing men. He's killing children. Like, nobody is safe out here. So, the police actually starts letting the people call in. They're all like, if you think something is weird, something's wrong with your house, call us and we'll go check it. So at this time, police is getting so many calls from women, from families saying that, like, hey, my door's unlocked, hey, the light's on, like, just little things. Any little weird thing, the police would go and they would check it out, and they would always start the same way. They'd go into the house, check everything, and they'd always check the closets last, because they're all like, he's trapped in the closet, he can't go anywhere, so let's just make sure everything else is okay, and the last place we'll check is the closet, because he can't get out from there. So
okay, wait, so how did they know about the closet?
I think in one of them they find, like, the closet door,
like evidence
open. Yeah, like evidence of him going into the closet,
being in there.
Yeah, or actually in one of the letters he sends to the police, actually no, it's in one of the letters
mentions he was in the closet.
Yeah, he mentions
watching.
that he was in the closet watching. And then there is one letter that I will tell you about in a little bit later, and it actually confirms that he was in the closet too. So So we're just gonna cut this episode short, just because it's a lot of information and a lot to get through. and some of us got to go to work tomorrow. So we're so we're just gonna cut this episode short. Please join us again next Friday so you guys can hear part 2 of Dennis Rader and the BLT killer. I'm just kidding, it's the BTK, but we ain't gonna give it to him. All right, so we're gonna draw a tarot card for today.
An oracle card for today.
Sorry, an oracle card for today, and let's see what we got going.
All right. Ooh. Okay. My horrible shuffling. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so this one says, number 24, use your time well. Make every moment count. And it's, I'm going to assume the Cheshire Cat?
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's not purple. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, number 24. Oops. I went the wrong way. Oh, I didn't have to go that far. All right, so it says, someone could be wasting your time by asking questions they have no interest in answering. People not listening or repeatedly asking for assistance but not heeding advice. Someone wishes to take up a great deal of your time in order to feel more important, listened to, and cared about. Set your boundaries.
Wow. Wow.
You know what though? At my job, that's every day. Like today, because our razors, reusable razors, are locked up at my job. Mm-hmm. A guy came to me, and I'm all the way on the other side of the store, to ask me to unlock a razor for him, and we get over there, and he doesn't know which one he wants. Which, I mean, that happens. Sometimes people, they forget when they get there. Mm-hmm. But what made me mad was, after he was looking for a little bit, I was like, oh, do you know which one it is? He just knew the brand, mm-hmm. but he didn't know which one it was. I was like, does it have 3 blades? Does it have 5 blades? He didn't know. And so he ended up getting nothing.
Wow. That sucks. He should have looked first.
Unavoidable. I know. Yeah. A lot of times there are a lot of good people who already know what they want.
Yeah.
They call you over. They be like, I want this one. I'm like, I got you. Unlock that sucker. And, take it to the front or whatever. But this dude, he
just wasting your time.
Wasted it.
But yeah, you guys, we always worry about those energy vampires. So, this is a good time to, really pay attention to those people and see, are they just literally wasting my time? Are they the ones who are asking a lot from you and don't give anything in return? Right now is a time to say no. Just say no.
Monitor those people. If you need to, if it's avoidable, distance yourself a little bit. Get you some space, because you don't have to volunteer your time all the time.
Nope, definitely not. Especially if they're not giving back. And don't forget, anything that happens with anyone, it's, it goes both ways. Golden rule: treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yep. I should get that tattooed. That's my mantra right there.
I know, that's why I say it so much, because you got it in my brain.
What would would I just get the words? Would I get a picture? You know what? Maybe I'll get a band around. I feel like it's gonna hurt on the inside.
Yeah.
Once you get in
here,
little
it's gonna squishies hurt. In there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything on the inside yet, up top, but
working our way in there. Gotta build some courage.
Well, being a Gryffindor, I got a lot of that.
But for pain, I don't know. I gotta prepare.
I don't know. Remember, I got a tattoo on the back of my neck, and that hurt a lot.
Oh yeah,
it hurt a lot.
But you quiet. You're very you just suck it up.
Yeah,
I would cry. I'd be
can't let people think that I can't take it. But no, and then the worst part about that is all my other ones, even the ones that were uncomfortable, they didn't bleed a lot or anything. That one immediately, once he started on my neck, I just felt him wiping. I was like, uh-oh. My neck was like, we didn't discuss this, Kim. What is happening?
We're just poking a shit little holes back there. Just FYI, in case I didn't tell you.
Man.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys again next week for part 2 of the Dennis Rader BTK.
BTK.
BTK, BLT, whatever the fuck you want to call this dude. Don't fucking matter because he's just a piece of shit anyway. And thank you guys for joining us. This is Hyra.
And Kim.
And don't forget, you're the bee's knees.
Item 9.
Bye.
Bye.